morning, everyone. I'm Judith Richard. I am the broker-owner of Perfect Choice Properties here in Concord, New Hampshire. And my guest today is Ron Thompson from the Community Loan Fund Program, which is also located right here in Concord, New Hampshire. Good morning.
Good morning, Judy. Thanks very much for having me. Happy to be here.
Well, I am so delighted to have you here. Let's tell our audience a little bit about the Community Loan Fund Program, what it stands for, kind of what it does.
Sure. Yep. So we are some people might think of us as a micro lender. We're a nonprofit. A lot of times that makes people think we get our money from the government, but we actually don't. Most of our money comes from local people in New Hampshire right here who either invest or give us money. And then we turn around and we try and lend where regular banks won't lend. And one of the places where regular banks don't seem to like to lend is on manufactured homes.
Okay.
So that is one of our main products, is lending on manufactured homes. And we've been doing it now since 2002.
How would you describe your title?
I am a mortgage loan originator, and I've been with a community loan fund now for 11 years. Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell me about that, originating a loan on a manufactured home?
Sure. So people may know or they may not know, regular banks with manufactured homes can be extremely picky. There's a lot of things that they just don't like. If the home is older than a certain age, they won't lend on it. Or if it has a big addition on it. So even if it's gorgeous, if it no longer looks like a manufactured home because somebody's made alterations to it, they don't like that. They don't like it if it has a full basement or if it doesn't have tie downs, for example. So all of that is fine with us when it comes to our loans. Like, we don't care about the age of the home.
When you say you don't care about the age of the home, so there's something out there that's a 1963, still in great condition, they want to sell it. There's a possibility somebody could borrow that money from the community?
Us, absolutely.
Wow.
Yep. We can lend on any manufactured home on its own land or any manufactured home in a resident-owned community in New Hampshire. And there's now 132 resident-owned communities in New Hampshire.
Awesome.
Yeah.
132. Wow. And that's all over the state. So
Yep.
It's from border to border, whether you're going up into Coos County, Carroll County, Rockingham, Cheshire, doesn't matter.
Correct, yep, and we have a list on our website of all the co-ops in the state that can be sorted by county or by town, so that's helpful to people as they're looking for homes.
Okay.
And then just in case people don't know the difference, in a resident-owned community, the people got together at some point and got a loan from a lender and bought the land from the original landlord. So they now own the land as a group, as opposed to a regular park where the people own their homes, but the land is owned by a landlord, and that landlord could get an offer from somebody like Home Depot to sell that land, and then people might be faced with eviction. And so that's a little bit of the difference between the two.
So everyone that owns a mobile home or a manufactured home in Co-op Park has got a little bit of a say. As the old expression goes, a little skin in the game, where the guy's not knocking on the door at the first of the month going, here. There's that sense of ownership and pride. I would think it would be throughout all of the communities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of a democratic process. If the co-op says, well, I think we need to pave these roads, everybody gets a say on whether or not they think that lot rent needs to be raised, lot rent like a condo fee. They can all democratically decide whether or not they're going to do it by a majority.
Awesome. So let me ask you this then. Let's say I have a buyer that's not computer savvy at all, and I've said, listen, I think this is a great program for you, blah, blah, blah. Can they actually get a physical application that they could fill out? Can they come in? Obviously not now during the COVID. I kind of get that, but they would be able to sit down and do a one-on-one with you, filling out their application, getting pre-approved. And before you answer that, let's say they really don't have any credit. How are you going to deal with that, and can you deal with that?
We can, as a matter of fact. And the answer to the first question is yes. We do have a written application that we could email to somebody and they could print it out, or we could mail it out to them. We do have some borrowers who really either aren't computer savvy or even some that don't have a computer, and that's totally fine. We can meet with people normally in person in the office if they like to do that. What was your other question again?
The credit.
Yep, absolutely. That's another thing that regular banks won't do. If somebody doesn't have a credit score, forget it. There's no way you're going to be able to get a loan. We can look at other bills. Usually people pay bills that can be tracked. So even if it's not on the credit, for example, your cell phone bill isn't on your credit report, but if somebody can show us that they pay rent and that they paid rent on time for the past year, or even if they don't pay rent, if they can show us other bills that they pay, like maybe car insurance or cell phones or a cable bill, then we can potentially approve them for a loan, which is pretty cool. I know one woman who was a survivor of domestic abuse. She she didn't have any credit because her ex-husband hadn't allowed her to have any credit. And she was homeless for a time, and then she came to us with no credit looking for a loan, and we were able to approve her for a loan. And now she's actually paying, coincidentally, less for her mortgage than she was paying in rent. So pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a
Yeah.
great story. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing that
Oh,
with us.
sure.
Love to have you come back and do another of these YouTube videos, because I think there's a lot more that we could get out to the general public and have them understand what you guys do over there, because it's amazing.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Judy. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Thanks so much. Have a great day, everyone.